Gildan Media presents Your Coach in a Box, affordable, life-changing audio programs.
Leading at the Edge, 2nd edition. Leadership lessons from the extraordinary saga of Shackleton's Antarctic expedition. Written by Dennis N. T. Perkins with Margaret P. Holtman and Gillian B. Murphy. Read by Walter Dixon. Preface. On August 13, 1913, a Canadian expedition led by Vilhjalmur Stefansson set out to explore the frozen Arctic between the northernmost shores of Canada and the North Pole. On December 5, 1914, the British Imperial Trans-Antarctic expedition, led by Sir Ernest Shackleton, sailed from the island of South Georgia in the Southern Ocean. Its goal was the first overland crossing of Antarctica. Both ships, the Karluk in the north and the Endurance in the south, soon found themselves beset in solid pack ice. Trapped by the ice, each crew was engaged in a fight for survival. But the outcomes of these two adventures, and the ways in which the two leaders dealt with the obstacles they faced, were as far apart as the poles each leader set out to explore. In the north, the crew of the Karluk found themselves transformed in the months that followed into a band of self-interested, disparate individuals. Lying, cheating, and stealing became common behaviors. The disintegration of the team had tragic consequences for the 11 members who died in the Arctic wasteland. In the frozen south, the story of the Endurance could not have been more different. Shackleton's expedition faced the same problems of ice, cold, and shortages of food and supplies. The response of his crew to the hellish conditions, however, was in almost every respect the obverse of that of the Karluk's crew. Teamwork, self-sacrifice, and astonishing good cheer replaced lying, cheating, and rapacious self-interest. It was as if the Endurance existed not just in a different polar region, but in a different, contrary parallel universe. What can today's leaders learn from explorers at the world's edge? There were many variables at play in the Endurance and the Karluk adventures. I believe, however, that these two cases reflect something far different from a simple twist of fate. Having studied numerous situations in which teams faced the edge of life and death, the physical limits of human endurance, I have found that there are systematic differences between those that succeed and those that fail. While developing the concepts for the first edition of Leading at the Edge, I examined...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?